Let's talk about what it means to have engaging presentation delivery skills. Now, before we begin, here are my assumptions. You're an expert on your topic, you're prepared for your presentation, and you understand the basic structure of a decent presentation. Okay, even if all of those are true, you can still have a lackluster presentation if you don't know how to deliver. Let me give you a few tips that can help. First, know your audience. Every audience is different, so how you craft your message should reflect the way they need to hear it. Think about executives versus office employees, teachers, people who work in a warehouse, or maybe engineers. They're all different. Here's the secret. For any given group, think about the lingo and jargon the group uses, the examples that would be relevant to them, and the level of detail you should use. Just as one example, consider executives. They want to hear common jargon from the business world, examples from industry, if not their specific industry, and a higher strategic level of information instead of tons of lower level details. The next tip concerns learning how to create emotion. The first and most common method is to demonstrate emotion yourself. That means showing enthusiasm in your voice and using your body movements. Emotions tend to be contagious, so when they see you experience genuine emotions, they tend to follow suit. You also create emotion by using hooks and stories. By hooks, I'm referring to facts, pictures, charts, or video that show your point instead of merely explaining it. One hard-to-believe statistic or compelling video can easily stir emotion. Similarly, brief stories about people or companies who've dealt with the issue you're discussing also help bring the issue to life. The more you help them feel the issues you're discussing, the more seriously they'll consider your conclusions. Finally, great delivery isn't all about you. You have to create some form of useful audience interaction. This might take many forms. For example, having people raise their hands in response to your questions, instructing people to engage in an activity related to your talk, having audience members use electronics to vote on choices you present, asking them to fill out relevant surveys or checklists. And of course, here's a classic. Ask the audience if they have questions. Whatever you can do to create a little more dialogue instead of simple lecture is very useful. Being an expert isn't enough to win over a crowd. You've got to know how to deliver effectively as well. Remember the tips we just discussed, and you'll not only inform, you'll engage.